quite lucky because I actually don't really have to be.
No, which is great, and it's you should have told Adam A that 60's not around the roundabouts as well when we came down there.
But no, to me, 60 roundabout is perfectly acceptable. You know, and I know the car you've got, and I know it handles beautifully, so I think that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, so because we was off air last week because of the bank holiday weekend, and we was just coming back from London. And everybody had their own things to do, so we've got that out of the way now. So so we haven't been in this studio for, was it last week? I keep forgetting. Was it last week?
It's a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think I came down on my birthday, didn't I? So it's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So hopefully the listeners had a good bank holiday. And
that's, of course, we're talking about the UK listeners, and we normally have listeners, of course, it's just any other Monday for them, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday,
Sunday,
from the States. Because they don't have, well, they do have bank holidays, but they're not the same as ours. No. It's going to be a bit of an ad hoc show. We will have the meditation at 5, like we normally do, to give us a bit of a break, but get ready for that, because it'll be good just to go back after a couple of weeks and see what's happened. But no, I had an interesting, because obviously with my life at the moment it's getting quite stressful, and I think I was not given a warning, but I was just told to slow down the other day, because this lovely guy drove all the way from Lou to Camborne to see me, which is a good, 2.5 drive perhaps?
Yeah.
If anybody knows the county. And he drove all the way down. Just to obviously put it out there that mediums clairvoyants are normal. Nothing happened. The reading I brought in about 2 or 3 guys for him. He could relate to one, which was great, but it was just like I just basically within 20 minutes of the reading, I just said that there's no point, mate. So once again, the 20 quid he was going to pay me, I just said, keep it, put it in your petrol tank for coming down, and we'll see if we can get onto Skype or on the phone in the week.
Because sometimes you really do have too much going on in your. Sometimes you really do have too much going on in life, and you just cannot. I mean, you guys aren't performing monkeys. We don't put 10 pence or performing machines. We don't put 10 pence in the slot, and you aren't expected to have a connection.
Yeah, instantly.
Instantaneously. It just doesn't work that way. So
that's it.
It's really nice, because I know that some people would still charge. Some people would still charge for them. Oh yes, but I've taken time out. And this is one thing which I know that yourself, Sue, Angie, and Tina. This is not what you do. If you don't get a reading, you don't sit there. Now, of course, when Alan does his other stuff, which sort of relates to this, but not quite.
Yeah, that's it, the cards.
Yeah. But, things aren't working properly. You guys have got enough integrity to actually stand up and say, well, look, I'm sorry about this, mate. I'm sorry to waste your time. And the thing is, and I think you'd rather try to do a good reading than not to do a reading at all.
Yes. Oh, most definitely, yeah.
And I think it's a real question of personal integrity.
Yeah, this is it, because I said we could sit here for hours, but I said, if anything does happen now, I said, people, I said, because we're all human, and people remember...
But people remember the bad things.
Yeah, they always remember the... I was going to say the C word, but the rubbish 20 minutes beforehand. Forget about the good half hour afterwards.
This is why people's reputation can take a lifetime to get, but only 5 minutes to lose.
Yeah, exactly. And I just had to pull myself out and said, okay, guys, wasn't the right day. Well, I wasn't in the right frame of mind because what's going on. But it was interesting again. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys because once again, if you do get a clairvoyant or go for a reading and that happens, please don't accept any money. It's like,
but if you're unhappy with the service that you've got, I know particularly in this country we tend to go, oh yes, terribly British, but I'll pay anyway, and hopefully the person doing the reading's got enough integrity not to do that. But in this country we turn and go, oh yeah, well we'll pay. You stand to your rights and go, I'm sorry, but you haven't got anything right. Now, there is a difference between that and, for instance, if you go along to an evening there's a real difference between having an individual reading and perhaps going along to an evening of spiritual entertainment. Because I know that you do quite a lot of work with Alan.
Yeah.
It's Dez, I know Dez and Sue and so forth do quite a lot of work with Alan, and you don't bill those evenings as evenings of clairvoyance. They're evenings of entertainment, aren't they?
Yeah, because they have to be. I mean, if we work with Alan, it's psychic entertainment.
It's psychic entertainment, yeah. And because, of course, Alan's an area of expertise, I see Alan on a regular basis, and he still does stuff which surprises me. So it's a different thing, because you are there to be entertained. You are not there to get a reading.
No. You know, as you know, with a large group, it's it's a gamble. You may get a reading, you may not. But the funny thing was, we did work with Alan over Bank Holiday weekend, and that was because it was. Once again, guys, you'll learn from me. I just picked the wrong dates all the time because it's Bank Holiday weekend. So only about 10 turned up, but Alan put some cards on the table before the show, and. As he always does, and he always stands up and goes, right, you know, if I'll do this reading, and if I'll write it down, and at the end of the show, if it relates to anybody, great. So I just looked at the cards and I went, I bet they're for me, mate. As you do, just off the cuff, and he just looked, and he went, you know, shook his head, no, there'll be, you know, for somebody else within the. I won't say within the audience. Anyway, cut long story short, half past 9 came, and he gave the reading out, and it was about somebody that's looking after somebody that has a young mind but isn't young. Right, and as soon as he said, but because he got quite confused, but he said it's weird. He goes, but the person that this person's caring for isn't young, but they've got a young mind. And I just looked at him and I went, well, it's me, isn't it? You know, it's me and my mum. And he looked and went, I never thought about that. And it's wonderful.
Can you explain that your mum has...
Dementia, yeah.
And having been through this with my father a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago, I sort of know the process, the unfortunate process you're going through now.
Yeah, I'm where you were about 2 years ago, I think.
Well, 2 years ago we buried him.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 years.
3 or 4 years ago, yeah, with this business. So it is, and they literally do end up becoming this young mind in this...
Yeah. That's it. So as soon as he said that, I just clicked. It's like, that's my card reading. And it was really good, because at the end of the reading, he said, right, you know, it's time for you nowadays. So this is why we're trying to sort the stuff at home. And it's great. So that evening went well. But as you said, if you go to those type of events, it's
entertainment.
And it's a gamble if you get a reading or not. So please don't go to a Derek Chorus show and and ask for a refund when you don't get a reading.
Did you know there is actually a bigger space into that about I can't really make any comment on that.
I know.
That was down to timing.
Yeah, so you've just called us now halfway between the shows, 7:10. So, but I had to get you to tune in now just to show you what happens. Every Saturday or Sunday after the Worldbeyond show, we go to Tesco's garage, and we get cheap sandwiches, 50p for tea, ideal. So we got these to eat now. Hit before 8, and then we go live with Get Connected. So that's So we're just now getting all the chat rooms up and digging my ear. But we got back and gave Mum a Kentucky Fried like always. She just sat through 4 episodes back to back with Dr. Martin, so she's fine. So she's downstairs now. And Amy's here with us this evening to hopefully look after the chat rooms and stuff. So enjoy this, and I'll enjoy the sandwiches. 8 o'clock British time, 3 o'clock Eastern. So good afternoon to you people in the States and Canada. And this is obviously Des, the Cornish medium here from the UK. And we have Alan on tonight as well for a bit.
Hello!
Alan Jones, some of you might know, or hopefully everybody knows him, but if not, he's a rational mystic, but I know you better as a psychic and a tarot card reader.
That's probably the easiest to use, I think.
Yes, okay.
Not everybody gets that one.
No. So before we do start the show, we did have a break last week because of the bank holiday, but hopefully, everybody's got back into it. And I just our thoughts have to go somewhere, because I don't know if you saw, Alan, but just in the Sunday paper, on one of the front pages, an elderly lady committed suicide.
No.
Yeah, regarding the benefit tax. And the bedroom tax, and she actually stated in her note before she did pass over the main reasons of doing so. So thoughts are with her and the family, because I don't think, unfortunately, it's going to be the end of it. If that is the way that the elderly are thinking at the minute. But anyway, guys.
Yeah, not so elderly either are thinking about it.
Yes. Well, it is. It's going to hit us all if it hasn't already over the next couple of months. So we fingers crossed, and we won't have any of those headlines. But what this show is, obviously, is a connection show, a spiritual connection, and like a connection to you. Well, that's it now. We just Sunday night even, we just done the 2 shows. Like 10 now. Big thanks to obviously Alan and the people that joined us on Z-Talk. Obviously, just settled mum. She's now forgetting to take her teeth out, so you're going to remind her to take her teeth out every night now. But still, so she's settled in, so we're back to watch match of the day. This is the one where Alex focused on. It says last match as manager of Man U, so we're going to sit down and watch that now. Turn off the computer for a change, and enjoy a bit of football. Alright, no, then we've got to keep the computer on because the Grand Prix is on after that. We will be keeping on for a bit. But football Grand Prix, and then tomorrow. See you then.